this entire day and on the Fortnite map. Their actual strategy, they're actually lacking and not watching. They can't with their position. They love third-party fights. You see it right now. They're bothering another trio, just trying to rotate. They have to make an entire wall. This is crazy. Fast forward to the endgame, man. They love taking over height and just interrupting people. The crazy thing is, though, when there's no one to actually counter, they don't actually end up doing too much. They end up not having a game plan set in stone. So I hope they find the trio to kind of act on.
We're taking a look at Bloomy's trio, putting pressure down on Tayson's trio. Bills are on fire. Down on Tayson's trio, Bills are on fire because the car exploded. Bloomy's trio is kind of a trio that's coming from that west coast of Fort Crumpet. If you didn't watch yesterday, they've been doing solid work considering they've been avoiding a lot of the kind of the scary trios coming out of that side of the map. And they did really well. They've been around the top 10. A lot of people expected them just to be Storm Surge, reset how important it can be. Now, when I was watching Tayson and ForZR, they kind of play a little bit conservative, even though they made it to in-game.
Invisible type trios have just survived so far on the first day. For day two, if they want to end up coming first, yeah, you got to hit these shots like Mappy is right now as well, but you have to start playing for the win. Take some risks and grab this game for your own trio.
That's what I was about to ask you, Shayo. Is it just about being conservative and trying to sit all the placements, or is it about going for the win? And you answered it right there. You got to go for the win because no one's take it from our defending FNCS champions and Hens trio.
And sometimes, depending on the zone, you never know exactly. You know, the game can give you that win. Yesterday, we saw the craziest things towards the south side. When I'm looking at the middle of the map, though, all these consistent type trios who end up playing low ground, they end up winning out the games a little bit more. It's very difficult for height to do much. You get bounce back zones, and they don't have that much room to end up getting elimination. Wave and name of the game. Take these two trios for example as well. Trulex Squeezy on the bottom side, DKS Gray and Shakaz on top. Trulex, the guy on your screen right now, glorious and no pun intended at just playing these end games and having a position on height. These guys controlled the game yesterday so much from the 5th zone onwards, but then basically choked after that. You know, they could not hold on to that title spot, the big all the way up top high ground, and other teams rolled over them. Maybe they can clap back today. You have to make changes. That's what Wolfies is going for on your screen right now. Actually bullying Exteriors and Mappy, but maybe just looking for damage. They'll move on.
You're looking at what's happening, the adjustments already. Wolfies was 15-15 that yellow house, games 1-2. They kind of split retail row against Kiko's trio. Now they're rotating early. We're seeing the retail row teams rotate early. Scram trio, the other retail row, is rotating towards Lazy Lake. This time Wolfies is kind of pushing that Cammy split, and that Cammy split right now is being held down by Red Rush's trio.
We talked about early game as well in terms of how players want to, you know, go about their game. It's about defending your drop spot. Now towards mid game, you'll see this cool little graphic above the mini map on the right side. It says damage threshold 121 above for Toos. This entire mechanic is called Storm Surge. So basically, when you're rolling in this game, there's so many players that end up staying alive. You want to give these guys a challenge and make sure the entire server is staying healthy as well. So 90 players will have to drop down to 70 for this entire player threshold, and that's decided by how much damage they do. So you basically have to deal damage or you get dealt damage by this purple lightning that comes down. You'll see it in a second. Toos is ahead of it right now. Everyone after their drop spots is playing for this Storm Surge threshold. They'll look for damage. For Toos, it was long range beams. Over here, it's box fights between 5 different trios. Kiko last alive on his squad. Dementos following closely behind them. This is a horror movie. He's trying to move forward. So many beams from all spots. There's an arrow in his elbow. This has to hurt. He's going down, and that's one trio taken out.
You know, sometimes you take arrows to the shin, but there's nothing like an arrow to the elbow. That's going to knock you down. That's going to take you out. But now Podesai one loss, MXR with back, like very last place right now. They have been very inconsistent. They were going down to Stealthy Stronghold. In fact, game 5, they were kind of splitting some randomness, but now maybe they could come up and kind of shake up that bottom of the board, because right now they're affecting this rotation right here just by being here.
Hey, you're talking about randomness. What is this? This is, I'm counting like 7 different trios at the same time fighting in Storm. There's Fast Roki, the Interrupters, High Ground fighting Stompy right. Down below, Dementos is not stopping. Jamside is going down in the build.
Oh, man.
This is a crazy 6-way fight. ST's here too, making it off spawn for, I think, the first time I'm watching, and they're looking real good with this loadout.
This is just a repeat of day 1. All the Southern teams from Misty Meadows, Lazy Lake, Caddy Corner, all being late on the rotations and all colliding as you're seeing Jamside getting eliminated by Podosai. This is what's happening the entire tournament. It looks like it's going to be a repeat in day 2. If any of these trios want to get better for the day in placement, they this kind of white line engagement that's happening right here, Shayo. This traffic jam hasn't stopped, and this is game 7 out of the 12.
It's gonna get crazy as the day goes on too. These are teams playing conservative. Bad Sniper inside Storm, eating some damage, looking for an angle. Not gonna really find it, but has some meat to eat, so it's all good on his end. Once again, in terms of reading what's going on screen, it might be confusing. You know, there's health bars to watch. Once that threshold thing pops up on the right side as well, show you guys how the trio's doing. If they're about 300, 400 damage above, it's really good. Anything below that, sometimes they could be in trouble. There's even more trios though, still inside the Storm. Hellfire's so far back. Okay, never mind. It's the reverse side. They're actually in. Everyone's looking good. Oh, look at this. So many people, Sancho, playing side by side, close together. And like, this is going to be rough rotates all the way across.
A very nightmare type of rotation if the zone keeps pulling north. And only one of them, they were able to hold on and get a victory royale. So expect this team to continuously to fight for height, to expend all their mats to hold on to height, do whatever that they can, because they're all in for that strategy. And when you go all in, you saw it already, they get down in shambles, but I'm expecting them to at least get 1 or 2 victory royales here today.
This is such a weird game though. Yesterday we were watching organized driving, basically everyone in their own lanes, way far away. They were, you know, following traffic laws. This time I'm watching bumper cars. I'm looking at trios just bouncing off of each other, shooting over and over again. Far away from this trio is looking to affect this one. Trulex getting hard beamed. This is troublesome.
This is just what it means, that how much eliminations are. 2 points apiece, Shayo. Expect people to go for more elims because they have to make up some ground to catch up to the top of the leaderboard.
Everyone's also just bunched up at the south side right now. There's a river all the way in between. Some elevation will be tricky to actually navigate. There is one big hill and there are some kings on it. A god trio maybe who's watching, kind of an opposite lifeguard on this river. They're actually looking to take out people who might be drowning, and everyone's gonna have to start to swim in just a second. Jerky's already down, so Trulix and Queasy are already looking bad, and look at who they have to go by. Snazy, Andalex, Tuz Kiriachi, Shakel's up top. This is like playing a game on the hardest veteran difficulty, and you have no ammunition. Your movement speed is slower as well. I don't know how they're gonna get out of this one.
This is going to be a ruthless rotation. All eyes to see who could be able to look at all the hard mats already. The entire south side of the map here in zone 4. Let's take a look at it. Yes, so many trios are on the south side here. The north side is still a little bit going to be troublesome, but not so much. And there's already a team right there in the orange in the middle of that map. They're going to have strong positioning. That is the high point of this section. But the river is available for rotations. On the top right of your screen, that is X-Squeeze's trio, who've had a rough start to their tournament run. Shifting down to Camp Cod, having trouble with Storm Surge, not being able to get what they normally do. Let's see how they do here in day 2, making those adjustments.
No one's holding anything back. Stormy Red already going down. The reason they're inside the top 10 right now is they're really good on placement. Woo! Just like all these teams you see on your screen, they're lacking eliminations. Janice and Chapix doing their classic, what we saw yesterday. Low ground mountainous rotation. Every time they end up doing this, the zone plays for them. I'm not sure if this is like a type of rain dance, but they get every zone when they're in this position. They look good while doing it, and they end up clutching games.
We already saw who's at high holding it. It is Vidil's trio who've made those game plan movements that they were talking about, those adjustments. They said on social media, we have a plan. We saw yesterday they were kind of just pushing everything, getting in some scrums in mid-game, rotating late, but now they're early, and now they have prime position to get beam. So now they're changing up their box fighting mentality for Storm Surge, and they're just going to do it from a distance. Wow, I'm impressed.
戦いの最中、ピンクマは見知らぬ次元に飛ばされていた。そして新たな仲間と出会い、戦う力を手に入れた。多くの犠牲を払いながらもなんとか島にたどり着く。そして今ピンクマの復讐劇が始まる。